are you feeling today?
I'm a little tired.
Yeah, how come?
Because we're on the East Coast and
Yes.
we were on the West Coast yesterday.
We also, which you will hear...
Feeling good now, thank you.
I don't usually do this, but I am using a coaster. Go Cowboys, but win in Carolina. Boo hiss. Win in Charlotte. Do as the Charlottians.
Why do you have a...
Charlottites? Charlatanians? What do you call yourselves? Charlatanian? Charlottites.
Charlonians.
Legitimately, what do y'all call?
Charlatans?
Charlatans?
It's too early to try to pronounce that.
Charlatan? I would, if I was from here, I would request to be called a charlatan. I just think just switch the I and the A, and then instead of I just flung coffee juice at myself. Give me a second. It's still to us. It's
How we doing? You okay?
You good? She didn't have shoes.
It's okay.
Never.
Yes, we flew in late last night. We worked late on Friday.
Yeah.
And yeah.
We did that scene where you die.
It's all right. I've died like 130 times.
I love how you're not again.
Yeah.
Not like, oh God, he's dead, but like, oh, okay, we're gonna deal with that again. We actually just finished episode 4 on Thursday.
That's right.
So we are slamming through the season. There's some pretty cool stuff.
We're almost a quarter of the way through.
Wow, look at you in that.
Thank you.
Good night! You forgot the badum. Come on, Ackles.
You can't do your own rim shots. That's
You can't do your own simple
Anything.
hits either. Thank y'all for bringing us out here. We were hoping to get here earlier and see y'all's beautiful part of the world. This is the first time in my life I've been in North Carolina. This guy, I think you've been here once or twice. You like flew through, right? That's all you've been in North Carolina? Yeah.
no. Wilmington is in North Carolina.
So, but like, what's in Wilmington?
So Wilmingtonians over there?
So why were you ever in Wilmington?
Yes, they filmed a few television.
They? So what did you do there? Dawson's Creek. This is my friend from Dawson Creek.
And then I used to go back there quite a bit after that show was over, because there was another show that was filming there that a lovely lady was a part of that I had to travel all the way across the freaking country just to hang out.
Yeah, you get back to work and be like, I'm gonna open your eyes.
Exhausted.
What's going on, man? Visiting the nail. I travel, you fly for 35
For hours
42
and hours, yeah.
It's worth it. So thanks for bringing me.
It's all right, I locked it down.
They say,
Took care of that real quick.
yeah. They always say if you like it, then you better put a ring on it.
I don't think they all say that, I think just Beyonce says that. But we'll go with it.
Do not help him. Forgive me. What is the capital of South Carolina?
Columbia.
I said don't help him!
I'm gonna go with Columbia. You're amazing. Nailed it.
Is it Columbia?
It is Columbia.
It is.
Yes. So my question is actually for both of you, but first, Jared, I want to personally thank you for how you portrayed Sam's relationship with Lucifer, because it always bothered me that they didn't do as good of a job as I thought they could have of addressing that. But your performance did, so thank you so much for carrying that
Thank you.
So, my question is, for both of you, one of the benefits of playing a character for so long is that you get to have lasting growth in your character. So what would you say is the lasting growth that you have seen in each of your characters?
Great question, Jessica. I will say something. Great question. So, what I'll say moreover.
That's a great question.
More than the lasting growth, I can, as Sam Winchester, I can show you 2 episodes that are almost polar opposites, you know, where Sam is behaving in such a way in this episode, and literally almost the exact opposite in the next episode, not the following, but a different episode. And so, who Jared tries to be, I can look back at things that have happened in my past or whatever, and go like, I can beat myself up, or go, you know what, sometimes we behave out of character and take it for what it is and move forward and learn from what you've done, you know, like almost not beat yourself up for having, you know, yelled at somebody on the road. We're listening to a comedian who was like, if you say things to somebody in an elevator that you say on the road, like, you should die, you know, like it wouldn't really go. Not that I say that. Long story short, I've learned from Jared, as far as lasting growth, maybe Sam has learned the same thing. Maybe this is my way of kind of figuring out that Sam has learned the same thing, to forgive himself. And that mistakes happen, and as long as you're trying to do the best you can, then you should probably try as hard to forgive yourself. Because Sam has certainly done some things, Amelia, that made Jared sad, but I understood Sam was in a certain place, he was grieving, and it was part of his growth. So I think probably learning to forgive myself, Sam self. Charlatan.
I think there's a lot of examples of growth throughout 13 seasons for both characters, for all 14. We haven't finished 14 yet.
We're in it then.
Yeah, but we haven't finished it yet.
We're in it then.
Agree to disagree. I would say for Dean, it would be motivation. His growth in finding a reason to fight. Early on, there was the motivation of finding Dad. Then once he lost his father, he kind of threw in the towel of wanting to continue this legacy. And it was the exact motivation he was using to recruit his brother to come along with him on this journey. And then I think once that prize went away of reuniting with his father and hunting as a team, I think the motivation kind of fell out. Over the years, we've seen that kind of motivation from both characters flip-flop and ebb and flow. But I think more recent seasons, we've seen Dean kind of come into his resolve of knowing that even though things may not go their way, or there might not be a prize at the end of this journey, it's the journey that is the motivating factor, and it's the continuing to fight and do what he thinks is right by himself and his brother. And I think that motivation has come with time and growth. So that would be one example. Yeah.
At the beginning of season 4, when Dean gets out of hell, he tells everybody that he doesn't remember anything, and it's clear that he has flashbacks, but the acting choices that you made seem to indicate that he has at least some very clear memories. And I was wondering how you played it, and if that was a decision that you made, or if it was something that the writers and the producers sat down and said, this is what how we're gonna approach this.
I don't think it was very clearly directed to me exactly how it was going to play out. So I kind of made the decision of, and this kind of fell in line with the characterizations of Dean, in that even if he had these memories, they were probably very bad memories, and he was trying to forget them. So not talking about them was his way of kind of shutting them out, sweeping them under the rug. Then we see later, when he does open up finally to his brother, and he talks about what he did down there, then we realize that he's been harboring that for forever. So it was a conscious effort made by me, and I think the writers then kind of they left it a little nondescript to kind of make it interpreted how I wanted to do it and also how the audience wanted to interpret it. So yeah, that's a good pickup.
So I wanted to ask y'all about the Supernatural parody too.
Yes. Have y'all seen it?
Conan, Hannah,
Those girls are incredible.
beyond expectation. It was
Yeah, for us too.
so.
And I think we saw it first. I believe they were like, we want to release this, will y'all watch it? And can we watch you watch it? So I believe,
Can we watch
sounds
you
cool.
guys watch it? Can we
I don't know if they were
That ship
recorded
has
it.
sailed. They did. They were like, we want to watch you guys, your reaction to it. So
It wasn't Hannah like breastfeeding or something at the time. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, she
She
was
has
like a
brand new
brand
baby.
newborn.
She's like, I'm sorry, I just want to watch. We're like, it's okay, you're busy, we'll do it.
So the proton packs and the gear that you guys got to wear.
Yeah.
Okay, obviously nobody is going to be able to wear Jared's anymore. So did you get to keep that?
no, those were I think those were like on loan from somebody who
They were, yeah.
some guy who makes them, and they work. Like, there was like smoke that would come out of
Yeah.
them. There was it did all kinds of really cool, unique stuff.
And there were weird times on set with the sisters where they were like, hey, okay, we need like 30, 45 minutes to set up. Jared, can we have your pack? And I was like, yeah, sure. They'd walk away, like, well, Jensen got to keep his. Why does he get to keep his during takes? And I
And I'll tell you why. Because Jared knocked down about 4 walls of the set with a pack. He just swing it right and just like, boom.
all the buttons, I was like, what does this one do? Oh God. It was like Scooby-Doo. It was like a childhood dream to go like, buttons do things. I don't get to push buttons anymore. Well, proverbially, I suppose I do, but actual, literal, tangible buttons. Yes. Insult comes up.
So yeah, it was really fun, and they put a lot of value, production value into that. I mean, I was watching it going like, I want that shot to be on the show.
Direct us.
Like the Impala going across the bridge and the drone shots of it, driving across the countryside. I mean, it was really, really well put together. It's they're very talented, and
Very hardworking.
I'm glad they asked us to be a part of it.
Just wait for number 3.
Thank you for guys for coming out here. Jensen, I had watched you from Smallville. That was my first show ever, so I was like, when I got to saw you go on Supernatural, I was like, woo! And then same thing for Jared for Gilmore Girls. Like, I feel like I'm in
The original Dean.
Some deans last longer.
I'm gonna let that slide. Sorry, I got nervous.
He's having equipment failure. I mean, it kind of writes itself, right? Okay, sorry.
My question for
Yes.
you guys both is, you've been on the show obviously for almost 14 seasons now, and aside from your religious beliefs, do you guys actually believe in the supernatural, or is it something that you're like, oh, I kind of believe in, or not really, or something that,
I don't, it's a great question. I don't not believe in it. That's a purposeful double negative, sure. I'm trying to be fair, I'm trying to think about it. It's like, I guess if it's binary, yes.
Siri, what is don't not?
That is a double negative.
Thank you.
Jensen. Sure. I've seen nothing
I think-
to prove the contrary.
I agree with Jared. I think he and I both agree about this. Is that it is not something that we assume is the first explanation of things that happen, but we are certainly open to the idea that it could be.
Yeah, I'm not salting my doors and windows.
Yeah, we don't sleep in a ring of salt at night and,
When
you know,
something
walk
happens.
with iron crowbars at our side or machetes. But I think that there is certainly things in this world that have a hard time being explained with reality and could possibly be explained with the supernatural.
Yeah.
I haven't had a whole lot of experiences with that, and that I think is because they know that he and I play Sam and Dean Winchester.
We messed that shit up.
Yeah. So, there you go. Thank you.
And I know you had a deaf actress on the show, and I was just
Shoshana.
wondering if you guys learned any sign language while you were on the show, and if you did, can you
Only
remember?
the inappropriate stuff. Not kidding. She was like, I was like, teach us some. And she's like, okay. What was the first thing she taught?
Something like, you smell like bull crap or something?
No,
It was like, she did something, and she was like, this is how you say, how are you? And I was like, great. And it was, I forget what it is now, but it's like this. Yeah, this.
It was this, yes.
And so she kept on laughing, and I was like, why is she laughing? And finally, like the end of her first episode, she's like, I told you, like, that to say I smell like bull.
Shit.
So double down.
Like, thanks.
I wish I had learned more. It's a beautiful language, and to watch, because when she was also on set, she's a wonderful person, wonderful actress. She had just had a child, and she had a lot going on. But it's beautiful, you know, to see somebody who knows how to do it properly. Sign.
She also spoke very well.
Right.
You know, so we were able to communicate with her quite easy, so it was really cool.
She's a wonderful young lady. I hope we
don't
can bring.
know.
I hope
I hope
there's
she is.
an Apocalypse World version
Yeah.
of her because she's amazing. So,
But that's very cool. Are you gonna like hang off the stage here and like interpret what we're saying sometime?
Hopefully.
There you go. Cool. That's
you.
awesome. Thank you.
I'm gonna go with the scrubs. I think they're scrubs. Are you heading to the hospital?
No, these,
They look good. They look cozy.
Thanks.
Are you Dr. Sexy?
Did y'all see the photo? There was something came up on my like Instagram feed, and it's Jensen and I and changing channels with Richard Spate, and he's wearing his scrubs as Dr. Sexy, but they're too long for his hands, and someone's like, his widow hands are so cute. I have to post it because someone's like, I'm not even a fan of Supernatural, but I love the fandom because the comments are like, look at his widow hands.
His widow handsies.
His widow handsies. I gotta post it. It made me laugh. I think I sent it to Richard. I know.
So I love you both. This is my first convention.
Welcome.
So I'm like super excited.
So far, so good?
Yeah, really good. I noticed that your hiatus beard is gone, so I'm thinking that something good happened in the show because you finally shaved it, so. About Dean
You're
anymore.
welcome here anytime.
I mean, you're not depressed about Dean
What was
anymore.
wrong with my hiatus beard?
No, I love that. I'm just saying that Sam is not depressed about Dean anymore, so you finally shaved it.
I wasn't depressed, it was preoccupied. I wasn't exactly shaving. Now, like, I get carded again. No, I don't.
But my question is, I just turned...
As much as I could. Experience life. I mean, don't do things that put your life in danger, or crazy things, or do. I don't know. I went skydiving twice. I didn't need to do that twice. One's good. None's fine. I will say that I called my mother after I landed. I moved to California when I was 18 years old, by myself.
Me too.
And
Me too.
lived in an apartment by myself and paid my own bills, and I had to grow up pretty quick.
Same.
And I would say that I don't regret that, and I'm glad that it went the way it did. But a lot of my friends went off to college, and they didn't have the experience that I did. And I think that when they were done with college, now, 4 or even 5 years later, then they were in the position that I was when I was 18. And I was like, oh, guys, I've been knocking it out for 4 or 5 years now. Like, they're like, hey, can we come sleep on your couch? So I would say whatever your path is, make sure that you're moving towards a place that you want to be, but also enjoying your life, because those are some fun years.
Yeah, I'll echo that, and I'll say a little bit.
Also, don't post anything that could come back to haunt you. we were lucky. We didn't have that problem. We were
Twitter or
Instagram. Don't post anything that's going to come back and haunt you.
Yeah, I would say, to try and simplify the way I feel, I would say let this one question be the boss of whether or not you do or don't do something. If it's going to hurt you or somebody else, don't do it. If not, do it. Try it. Eat it. Taste it. Visit it. Like, go everywhere. Make friends. And talk to people. Open up. It's better to have loved and loved. Like, I have friends, we sort of call it cutting the fat. Like, when you have this whole group of friends, and some are sort of just acquaintances, and you work with some others, and then you start dating or whatever, and some kind of fall away. You get engaged, some more fall away, you get married, you have kids, a lot fall away. But I'm so much more enriched as a person that I had these friends. We went different directions, but it wasn't, I'm not sad that I had it. I'd have been more, I wouldn't have known, but I've been less of a person if I wasn't enriched by these experiences. So if you have a chance to do something and it's not gonna hurt you or somebody else, do it.
Yeah, you guys have inspired me. I really want to become an actress, but I'm really scared about moving out to California or something and starving or whatever.
You know what? So was I. And I remember the one thought that really kind of put me over the edge and got me to pack up my truck and drive west. And that was, I don't want to wonder what could have happened. And so if you think that might come back to bite you, go try it.
Thank you.
And then you'll know, one way or the other. Yeah, cool. Guys, we're going to take off, and we'll see you guys in a minute. Thank you for being here. Love you.
Obviously, Sam Winchester would not be a fan of Pennywise. Whether it was the originals or the current one. It would be scary. I think he and I both agree behind the cameras that The Shining is pretty scary. Get Out got me a little uneasy. What was the one that we watched? The Strangers, or The Neighbors, or The Paper Bag People? Strangers was also scary. What's your?
But she's asking what scary movie would frighten your character, and I think we all know the answer to that. It's Frozen.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody can have that kind of hair.
You're right. I think Sam wouldn't like it. Sam wouldn't like it. A lot of things he would like, but he wouldn't like it. Right? That was amazing.
Funny enough, we have just finished an episode where we deal with one of Dean's favorite horror movie characters. And it brings into light all those other movie icons. I don't know that there's a horror movie that Dean wouldn't like. I do like that answer. I think Twilight would be his biggest
What would Dean say if he watched My Bloody Valentine? Awesome.
He'd be like, that's in 3D, man.
It's right. It just flew right at me. For those who haven't heard this story, when My Bloody Valentine came out, Kerr was in town. For what? What was he in town?
I don't know.
Whatever it was. Kerr, who co-starred in My Bloody Valentine.
Kerr Smith.
Yeah, the 3D version. He was in town, and Jensen and I both had like an early wrap from set, and so I guess Jensen called Kerr and was like, "Hey, let's go watch the movie. It could be cool." Kerr's like, "Yeah, good idea, but we should probably walk in 5 minutes late." And so I show up, and it's me and Jensen and Kerr, and I'm not in the movie, but Jensen and Kerr are obviously the two lead characters in the movie. And we, kind of like decide to wait until the movie's 5-10 minutes into it to walk in when everybody's already sitting down with their 3D glasses and stuff. And it occurred to me later that some of the people behind us must have thought they were the best glasses of all time. It's like they're sitting right in front of me. As we're like, excuse me, sorry. It occurred to me like the people behind us must have been like, these 3D goggles, it's like Jensen and Kerr are in the room with me.
And at the very end, if they hadn't seen before, at the very end, when it got revealed that it was me, I just did this. Go.
And everybody threw up a little bit in their mouth.
But seriously though, if you've never starred in a movie and then gone to watch it in the theater while it's playing, I suggest doing that.
It's a good thing to do. Well, you got the mic, girl, so whatever you want to say, whatever you want to yell at Jensen is welcome here, yeah? Whatever you want to... He'll take his clothes off.
And my question is, in which season do you think Sam had the best hair?
I feel like we should both answer that.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think I can answer that.
Is it a long hair?
Am I crazy? Is this a debate? He's had the same freaking haircut for 13 years.
Hey, take it easy.
What am I missing here?
Take it easy.
He had a beard for a half a minute at the beginning of the season. Thank God he got rid of that. His hair's never changed.
My favorite...
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
My favorite overall hair above the neck of Sam's.
Do you need to point that out?
I'm saying, like, there's hair all over the place. Arms and legs. I don't think here nor there about that. But, that having been said, I think my favorite hair of Sam's of all time was episodes 1, 2, and 3 of season 14. Eyebrow hair, nose hair. One time I did walk back to my trailer after shooting a few scenes, and I was like, what in the... And there was a big nose hair sticking out. You probably saw that episode, yeah?
Well, when you came back, after we'd worked together for a couple hours and you went to your trailer and you saw that he came back, I was like, ah, damn, he found it.
What was your favorite Sam hair?
Well, you got really specific with episodes, but my favorite Sam hair was just in season 9. I think that's when it really began to take shape.
Well, you wouldn't answer my question.
What am I missing here?
Just the length changes. It goes like below his shoulders in season 8, and then at season 9, it just is right at his shoulders.
Is this like one of those things where I'm like, oh hey honey, did you change the color of your hair? She's like, yeah, 6 months ago. I'm like,
Don't call me honey. Which
was it below your shoulders at one point?
Don't yell at me in front of my friends.
So
He always tells me it's like staring into the sun, so he doesn't see their hair. Oh, which episode of season 9? Was that Gadriel? Which was season 9 about? Gadriel?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Are you sure?
Oh, well, he wasn't Sam, he was Gadriel. You didn't say what's your favorite Gadriel haircut. I would have said season 9 when he had his hair below his shoulders.
I'll go back and watch it, and I'll show Jensen some more season 9.
Thank you.
That's not below his shoulders, it's like below his ears, maybe.
God, it's long.
Dude, you do look kind of like a romance novel cover there.
That's the nicest thing you've ever said to me. Thank you so much for
the
your
girl
Thank you.
on the novel cover.
That was long hair.
That was, yeah, I don't remember that.
Long. Whose favorite was season 8? I heard some season 8 favorites. I'm sure.
What season was your favorite Dean haircut? That's a trick question. It's the same haircut.
No, dude.
Okay, Demon Dean was technically a different character. I mean, it was like a variation of Dean. Yeah, it was. It was Demon Dean. It was. All right, I don't know. This is me when I just sit down in the hair chair to get the hair did. This is me. Okay, Jensen, you're done. All right.
Some smut magazines. Thank you so much.
I know that you guys are friends. Have you thought about how life will be different after Supernatural?
Get her! New York City.
Well, yeah, there was a time years ago when I thought about, oh, what's going to happen after the show's over? I don't think about that anymore because it's never going to end. However, if it does, for whatever reason, I kind of like to not have a plan. Might be ending sooner than we think.
And does baby go to the Smithsonian?
No. If you mean my garage, yes. They can try and take it. Yeah, I honestly, I haven't given it much thought, nor do I try to think about it because I don't want to assume anything. I just kind of roll with it. When that day comes, we'll see what happens. It'll just be like opening a whole new door to a whole new world. I don't know where it's gonna evolve, but it'll be new and it'll be weird, but
It's going to be difficult when it does end. Not to be Debbie Downer, but it's going to be very difficult. I think it'll be difficult for you guys. It'll be difficult for us too. Possibly even more so because it's possible, though arguable, I guess, that we probably spend more hours with this show than y'all do, just because we do 14 to 16 hour days, 5 days a week. I hear you. I agree.
Actually, I'm going to say if Mary watched all of these episodes in the last year and a half, she's probably spent more time with the show than we have.
Yes, true. Yeah, with exception. It'll be different. It'll be weird. I very much. We had a director who came, Amin, who's amazing, Amin Kadrali, and he's an amazing guy, an amazing director, kind man, very intelligent, and he was talking about how he was so excited to see his family that he hadn't seen them in like 10 days. And we were like, yeah, buddy, that's us. We see our family, 4 days a month. So, and that's difficult. We're committed to these characters and their storylines, but one of these days, I hope I get to look at all you guys and say, I'm proud of the dad I am. So we'll cross that bridge when it comes. But
Thank you.
thank you, Sally. Oh yeah. Yeah, was that first 5 minutes? I'm like doing some pull-ups.
Yeah.
That's a good choice. That's amazing. She would be from Darlington. It's a great. Hey, darling.
She's a darling from Darlington. What's it gonna be, darling? Let me switch gears a bit and talk to you about a character that I had some difficulty with, which is Michael. And give somebody who I hope is not backstage and can hear me, give him a little credit. The second episode this season was directed by Mr. Spade himself. Yeah, all right, don't get your hopes up. It's probably not going to be that great. That being said, I was still struggling with kind of finding Michael and how I wanted to really play him, and maybe I was doing okay, but I just wasn't super confident in my delivery just yet because I'd only had really one episode to play him. And I leaned into Spade a little bit and said, "Hey man, just watch my back. Like you know me, and you know how I played Dean, and you know these characters, you know the show. Help me craft this guy the way that I want him to be crafted." And he gave me some really helpful pointers and feedback throughout that episode that I think really got me into a groove with the character. And I'm not sure I could have done that by myself. So I will say that those kind of collaborative efforts do truly still exist on the set. And that's pretty cool after 13 seasons. Yeah, it was too bad that Spade wasn't directing the alternate universe Castiel and could have told Misha not to do what he did, which I think would have been a benefit to us all. But you can't win them all.
I love messing with Misha. So I think for me, I'm going to go way. Ackles was kind of very current with something very legit. I'm going to go back to the very, very, very beginning. And literally, I think when I was talking with Kripke or David Nutter or something during the pilot, and, having come from Gilmore Girls, that was based... It's okay. It's okay. No, but it was very much based in reality. So part of who I was as the original Dean. No, but I think I sort of reacted to Supernatural as maybe my character or any human being on the planet would have reacted to such things. In that I was sort of, when I had the lines about, like, when Dad told me when I said I was scared of thinking of my Dad gave me a gun, I was a little bit too fantastical with it, as if it was bizarre. And one of the best things, I think it was Kripke, was like, this isn't weird to you. You're complaining about it, but it's not weird. And I sort of thought about it, and I was like, but it is weird. And so I did it again. He's like, you know what? You're being honest. You're treating this as somebody in the audience would treat this. But remember, you've been dealing with the extraordinary and the extraterrestrial and the supernatural for all of your life. This isn't weird to you. You're just telling somebody like traffic sucked. Like treat it with, so he helped me get into this world that Sam and Dean live in, that, you know, when Dean says Dad's on a hunting trip, he doesn't have to go like, Dad's on a hunting trip. It's just understood, you know. It's this world that we live in where that's our parlance.
Which is funny because that's how I played it the first take.
Yeah. Sam, Dad's
so Dad's on a hunting. You know what I'm saying? You know, no, this is not the way I should. Little copy that. Thank you.
Just tone it down. No, but Crippy and Nutter helped me commit to a world where I think we're all here today because we all can sink ourselves into that world. It took me a moment to really go like, okay, I'm just gonna, you know, the way Sam says my hamburger sucked is the same way he'd say like, man, that Rougarou took a while to kill. It's not like, the Rougarou, did you hear about this? So it wasn't, he made it more my reality. He told me like, listen, this is Sam's reality. This is Dean's reality. This isn't some bizarre thing that happened. This is his day-to-day. And so that helped me get to a place where it was just reality. It gave history. It gave history to Sam. And I think Jensen was probably already there as Dean. But I had a difficult time committing to, okay, Sam knows what this is. This isn't Sam going like, there was a ghost in my trailer. I was like, oh, yeah, I saw a ghost and I took care of it. And like, so it was, it certainly helped me commit to the world that is supernatural.
Well, and to be fair, you know, he didn't have the experience of dealing with supernatural elements on, what was it? Gilmore Girls.
Oh, I know you have a Stars Hollow tattoo. I'm on to you.
Oh, what?
You know.
Gesundheit. Thank you.
Thank you.
It is our last question, and this is Barb. So, where are you from, Barb?
Philadelphia originally, now I live in North Carolina.
That's not true. Where are you actually from? I'm just kidding. That's very true. I believe you. Oh, big mistake, Barb.
And there go all your social media accounts. He'll find it. Quick, distractor. No. Hey, look over here. Have you met Rob? Oh my, why are you telling me the code?
Because I wanted to take a picture.
Oh. He could take a picture without having to know the code. See? He figured it out. There you go. No, sir. No. We talked about that. No. Said no. And he has 3 children. But his wife has 4. His wife has 4. You still got it, buddy. You still got it.
I will say this. So ICE means in case of emergency, right? So as I took her phone, Verd, who is her husband, just texted, "Hi, Sam." Hi, Verd.
That's quick. That's really quick. That's nice.
If I knew the passcode, I'd text you back, so I'd tell you in person. Hi, Verd. No, you don't need to. You don't need to. All right, Barb, what is your question?
Well, I actually have a couple things first. One is I need to let you know that Always Keep Fighting, we launched it the first year, the year that I was having a lot of issues, and it's helped me tremendously.
Thank you.
The second is, you can't be a Star Trek fan and a Supernatural fan at the same time.
Live long and prosper, for those who don't know what LLAP means.
I think she just wanted to show her legs. You know what I mean? Yeah, Barb.
And then last but not least.
Sorry for grabbing your wife's leg.
And then last but not least, Verd is a science teacher. So we wanted to ask, how are you handling the fires and the smoke up on the sets in Vancouver?
It's actually awful.
Wow, great question.
Great question.
For those who may or may not know, the fires all along the West Coast have made the air quality in Vancouver and the southern part of British Columbia the worst air quality in the world. And it's been pretty tough. I mean, everywhere you go, it just smells like a campfire.
Yeah. Makes for some cool sunsets, but people are wearing masks.
Yeah,
and
our daughter lives in Olympia, Washington, and she actually supervises a maintenance team, and they had to pull a maintenance team in because they couldn't breathe. Yeah. They have them all in masks and everything. It's pretty bad.
I will say that training for a marathon is a great thing to do.
Yeah, bad idea, James.
But we are, luckily a storm system came through this weekend, and and it was raining yesterday, and so we're hoping that can kind of clear out some stuff, and British Columbia is known as Supernatural British Columbia. Not kidding, that's their tourism campaign slogan. I don't think it has anything to do with us, I think it's just a supernatural.
No, it was...
That being said...
You can't wink with both eyes. Supernatural.
Yeah, no, because then they get the wink, and they get the wink. So,
Lincoln in stereo, Jensen echoes. Suck it, Jared.
Yep. Well, thank you for that. Yes. Yeah, your phone's now broke. I told you. Yeah. No, seriously, he doesn't need but maybe 7 seconds.
Your phone is shaking.
Hold on, let's do one real photo. Come on.
I can't get it to work.
Give me your camera. I'm going to do an actual photo. Give me that.
That's because you gave it to me for 30 seconds.
It's broken.
I didn't break a bird.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
Yes, I'm right at work, because I'm undoing his mistakes for 13 years.
There we go. There we go.
Thank you, Barb.
Before you guys go, I got one thing.
One little thing here?
We're a family here, and we like to celebrate birthdays. It's going to be someone's birthday while we're on a little bit of a 2-week hiatus. It's going to be somebody's birthday, and this someone is very important to us. We couldn't do these weekends without him. It's Richard Spade's birthday next week. I need you here. I need you here. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Richard. Happy birthday to you. Note to self, don't eat the cake.
No, yeah, it burned the entire topping of it.
It's burned an arm.
Well, I want you to know, that's fantastic because Padalecki had every intention, as you can see, of smashing that thing in my face. And now it'd be branded with a fiery R.
Yeah, now it's like hot oil.
Each candle represents 15 years.
I'm genuinely surprised. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, gentlemen. That's awesome. Appreciate that very much. Very kind of you. And with that, now that you know what you're having for dessert, we're going to